Thanks so much for being here, Aaron. What's your answer to this week's poll question? Isolated or more contagion?
Well, look, I don't think this is the type of contagion that's going to lead to a horrible disease that's going to bring down the financial system as we saw in 2007 and 8. However, I'm not sure it's completely an isolated incident either. Look, Silicon Valley Bank isn't the first bank to go under this week. Silvergate, a smaller bank that had leaned heavily into crypto, self-liquidated and went down a few days earlier. There are a couple more dominoes that could fall. So I'm not sure this is a completely isolated one-off event, but I also think the regulators have been telling us that the contagion from crypto is contained within parts of our financial system, and Silicon Valley Bank is big, but it's not like other banks of its size, the large regional banks. So they have a different business model.
Aaron, I've read that nearly all, I don't know how this can be true, but nearly all of their depositors are in excess of the FDIC limit. Does that sound right to you?
So it does, because this isn't, look, it's a $200 billion bank, which is what we would call large regional. Fifth Third, Key Bank, Huntington, those big banks that you see kind of in large portions of America. Those banks are about the same size, but they have about 1,000 branches. Silicon Valley only had 16 branches, despite being the 16th largest bank in America. How could that be? Well, they didn't take that much money from regular consumers. They took it more from companies. They banked startups, and as those startups got bigger, they kept those relationships. You mentioned Roku is a perfect example of something like that. So companies tend to have money in excess of deposit insurance, whereas ordinary Americans, regular viewers, rarely have more than $250,000 in the bank account. Frankly, a lot of Americans would be happy to have $250,000, period, among all their assets.